I'm totally okay that she's home. I just have a problem with the fact that we traded somebody who was referred to as the merchant of death, Viktor Bout, back to Russia in exchange for Brittany Griner, who is a pot-smoking lesbian basketball player who hates her own country. It just is an objectively bad trade. And if you can't see that, it's because you're not very smart. That's it. You don't know how to play the game of politics. You probably know how to play the game of emotions. But she's black. She's a woman. She's a lesbian. So it's good and it's magic. It's not. It's stupidity. And what has this stupidity earned us? Mockery from the world. You guys, I saw this circling on social media. It is a clip from Russian television of people talking about this trade and the Russians openly mocking Americans. So obviously this is in Russian if you're watching this video, and then I'm just going to read you exactly what was said. To interpret what she's saying is she's basically talking about how, for whatever reason, America picked Brittany Griner over somebody else that the Russians had in captivity named Paul Whelan, who is a Marine. And here's what she says verbatim. She said, "He is a spy. Therefore, to them, he is a hero. He is a hero, decorated Marine covered in medals. He only has three problems. The first problem is that he is white. His second problem is that he is a man. His third problem is that he is heterosexual. This is not something that can be forgiven today. It's just a catastrophe. Yes, here, Griner beats him in every aspect. American voters were given a choice: a hero who suffered while serving his fatherland, a medal-covered hero who suffered during his service to his fatherland, the United States, or a black lesbian hooked on drugs who suffered for a vape with hashish. And well known, for the sake of PR, American voters are choosing the obvious." Just open mockery there. And they're laughing throughout this, just like, ha, 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 so funny. This is just America for you. We gave them an option that they should have gone with, obviously, get the Marine back on American soil, but they just went with PR reasons. All they care about is feeling good, not actually doing good. So we are being mocked, and that's not it, by the way. Viktor Bout, the merchant of death himself, had this to say when he was asked about the trade. He says, "What's happening in the West is simply the suicide of civilization. And if this suicide isn't prevented, at the very least outside the Western world, in the world not controlled by Anglo-Saxons, then the entire planet will commit suicide." This is probably happening in all areas. Drugs and what's it called in Russian? The LGBTQ+. Can you imagine that in American schools? They're now teaching first graders, 6 and 7-year-old first graders, that it turns out there are 72 genders. Not just, gay people and regular people, but 72. Yeah, Viktor Bout, that is the truth. And to the young woman who was openly mocking us, she's telling the truth. This is how your country is being viewed from the outside world. And you should know that. You should think about this and think about how it limits us on the world stage. How we are no longer being taken seriously, and people are watching this corrosion, mocking this corrosion, and yet you have people that are within the inside that don't have the courage to call it out, that are celebrating it. These are weak men. Right now, we are being led by weak men into a long period of darkness.